First of all, it's an honor to be amongst so many accomplished people today in our community. It's beautiful, and this conference is amazing. And though my presence has been limited in this conference, mainly because I was involved with an event yesterday for a very dear friend of mine who unfortunately is a political prisoner in Egypt. And yesterday we received horrible news that he received a life sentence. So if everyone can take a moment and make dua for him, inshallah, that it reaches him and that he does return home to his family and friends. The first piece that I'm actually going to share with you, and the reason why I mentioned my friend Muhammad Sultan, is because he was one of the first people in my life to actually encourage me to perform my poetry. I was always writing poetry, but I never had the courage to perform a poem. And so this piece that I'm going to perform is the very first piece that I ever did, and this one's for Sultan. I come from a place far and distant from everything, from every bustle of chauffeuring taxis and streaming lines in front of street hammams. I have no use for fancy oils or softened skin. Mine was naturally weathered to beat a beat, you see. Mine was made for one place, far and distant, lionly and strong. But my song is one void of wing and wind, with no singing cities of where I belong. I haven't seen my country beyond CNN or BBC. Don't know my country any more than the third person memory I live off of, any more than my baba paints his dreams for me. October fall signals to me my mountains have twisted from green to gold, and the time has come for Baba and I to hike, our annual hike of Jungle Book dreams and sowing seed streams of soul. We hike until our duet of dueling echoes return colors of song. We hike until Baba sees his unborn grandchildren floating in mountain mist. We hike until lapis dawn deciphers delicately distant messages cloaked in five blindfolds find shade. We hike until we have reached the top of the highest Afghan mountain, and here we have made it to the edge of Baba's painting. So we turn around and we wait for the next cycle of non-existent annual hikes. But don't be sad, because I know my place among telltale trees and lucid hearts. I know it's not here where the streets divide us. I know it's not here where monotony and speed rob a life of life. It is in motherly gardens of uneven mulberry groves, dusted in the distance, Bahak, Wahum, my love, my son, my Shamali moon. We've known no other way, Bache, my grandfather said, in a land of Firan. I must like to fake the cries at a shattered pond. Mine is not the longing of the natives, wrapped in reservation. It is not that of the sailor in love with the sea, because in season's time he sailors that sea. No bar, no bars, no bar, no bars. I am sorry, because I cannot write poetry for my country, for my people, with this disconnected memory that I've got. Tell me, how can I write rhythmical tabs balai when I have no experience over there of my own to write, and I wish I were my mother? So I can, as she does, feel all and whole within and around her whispering womb, to seek those who seek to wound her whispering womb, of my mother's morning dew that drops desperate prayer and place a cannon ash upon a tender lily's tip, squeezing sour cherries so the juice runs down her fists and into the hearts of those who are dead and thirsty, in need of something natively sweet, much like me. Shh. Do you hear? I want to go home. I want to go home, I want to go home, and I want to go home, but to what home? The one razed to the ground, the one with burned pictures of my family? It is the one that could be only once, a lingering echo of my mother's deepest memory. And to return to this, there is no road or path or way, don't you see? The home I speak of existed only once. And it was a dream. This is what resonates the core of me. what invades and makes hedge to my deepest thoughts and memories. Some may have words, but I have heart. And some may have a will that reveals what they want, yet mine is one full of taunt. And you might not care. So what is your concern? But I'm a drifter in this life. Pray. Pray that my feet will soon feel her wounded soul, where no chain will shackle the heart of my foot to the base of anything. I choose where I pitch my tent. I am a vagabond drifting, a gypsy and coach, disappeared until I find my mother again. I will be in the places of placelessness. I will be in roads of memory, well, rivers of song. And by every easterly wind, I recite a past. I will cling to the earth as if she were my life, my blood, and will her to stand and tread fiends and human leeches off her body until she is calm, blooded, and warm enough. Warm enough to cradle who's left in lull and hymn. And I pray a distant drifter in earth of their own memory, manifest in sound as I shall never have. Lucky is he who has heard Sadoya Azan on their ancestral lands, because I've never heard the sound of my country. I have never felt her sun beat or blistered her bitter winters. But my skin is tough, like those on the mountainside, ethnically inherited, and I get every reason why. The one place I long for, a place I day and dream, a place I gotta be alone. Bidunatu, Yobotu. Orma, you can find me Baraya Afghanistan, just like a hidden, drifting breeze.